Now, we're still waiting to call the balance of power in the Senate. Democrats need to flip at least 3 seats, and so far they've netted just 1. But our decision desk has determined Democrats will keep control of the House. But joining me now is House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. And Leader McCarthy, I know that you put a lot of emphasis on candidate recruitment. You defied the odds. You proved a lot of people wrong. You were able to do a lot better with these House races, flipping many of those Democratic seats back to the Republican side. What was your strategy?
Well, the strategy was go and find out the very best candidates. You know, it was amazing, and you covered this, Dan, a lot of part, that we were able to expand the number of women who've ever run as Republicans.
Yeah, let me put this up on the screen so that everybody can see. This is these are the GOP women that were flipping the House seats in New Mexico, Minnesota, Florida, Iowa, and South Carolina.
And down in Miami. And in Oklahoma City, and in California. We've won every part of this country. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have more women Republicans in Congress in the history of Congress. We're going to double the size as the next election. Every pundit said we would lose somewhere between 15 to 20 seats. The opposite happened. We're already ahead in we've won 7 seats by the AP, and we're ahead in 11 more. This is more diverse. You look at Carlos Jimenez. You look at America is going to be more reflective in Congress in the Republican Party than we've ever had at any given time. It's the quality of the candidate. I give President Trump a great deal amount of credit that he expanded this party. He expanded Hispanics, African Americans who are welcome into this party.
And did it help?
We found that the voters followed.
Did it help your candidates that President Trump was at the top of the ticket, and we know there's not many ticket splitters, so they just went Republican down the line?
Well, listen to this. We lost the majority last time when President was not on the ticket. He was on the ticket this time, and we gained seats when everybody said we would lose seats.
Now, will you be running again for Majority Leader?
I'll be running for Majority Leader and running for Speaker because we're going to get rid of Nancy Pelosi once and for all.
You're going to
If we do not win it this time, we'll win it next time.
Okay, got it. Let me also ask you this, because there's a lot of Americans, they're desperate for some help. Mitch McConnell today over on the Republican Senate side, he said that he does think that a stimulus bill is needed before the end of the year. Do you agree, and do you think you can get to an agreement?
The answer is yes. The only reason we did not get to an agreement because Nancy Pelosi wanted to make the economy worse, thinking it would help Joe Biden. All it did was cost a number of her own members their position in Congress. A number of them lost.
Do you think that was an issue that was determinative, the stimulus bill?
Oh, it was very much so in a number of these districts. I found that they one of the biggest issues going forward, that they did not accomplish anything. Name one problem the Democrat majority solved. I mean, this has been a real challenge for them. They had nothing to run on, whereas Republicans had a commitment to America, to rebuild our economy, to make our streets safe, you know, to defeat COVID. That's a real challenge.
When you look ahead to 2022, what can you replicate from this year? You know, success usually begets success. Candidate recruitment is not easy. People don't want to put themselves out there and put themselves through a campaign.
Well, you know what it's going to be? That I have more women, more minorities to able to go out and tell a story to get more to join the Republican Party. A Tony Gonzalez, who was born into a broken home, raised by his grandparents, had to live in a shelter, but went and joined the Navy. He just won in one of the most competitive seats in the country down in Texas, where no one gave him a chance. Or Carlos Jimenez, who comes from Cuba. Or Maria Salazar, same story, who just defeated the Health and Human Service secretary in a district that Hillary carried. Or what about Michelle Fischbach, who defeated a chairman of a committee
that was a big race
when no one else thought they could?
Yeah, that was a really big race. Let me also ask you, if you have, since I have you,
sure.
Arizona, the Trump campaign is saying that they believe that if every vote is counted, they'll be able to win it. That race has been called both by Fox News and the AP. I know you're very close to the campaign, and you're watching this very closely. How do you see that?
I see that as a real possibility. The real question is, how many votes are left to be counted? If it's 300,000 or 500,000. If it ends up to being 500,000, President Trump will carry Arizona. And what I'm seeing, even in our own races there, that there's one race we're behind in, that we will go ahead and we will carry that seat as well. If President Trump carries Arizona, and I believe he will be able to carry Pennsylvania, because I don't believe that's as many votes still left to count inside Philadelphia. If that is the case, that brings him to 280 electoral votes, and he is president for another 4 years.
Well, thank you so much, Leader McCarthy. We appreciate it, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.